Let's be real for a second. Is there anything more hype than watching giant aliens and robots kicking the living daylights out of each other? If there is, I'm yet to find it. Now, take that and throw it in a blender with the insane euphoria that comes with watching a high-budget, well-animated shonen anime, and you've got yourself a nice and colorful cocktail named Kaiju No. 8. And I mean that in the best way possible. What's up, anime weebs and manga readers? We are back on your screens today with another video in the best anime recommendation series on the internet, and the dish we've served up on your platter this time around is Kaiju No. 8. Now, if you're an avid consumer of anime and manga, there's absolutely no chance you haven't heard of this series in some capacity. When the manga first premiered on Shonen Jump Plus around July 2020, it made not just a wave, but a whole frickin' splash in the battle shonen community. And I guess you could say it was part of a perfect storm. It was one of the first series that really made an impact on the popularity of digital manga exclusives, alongside other new-gen heavy hitters like Hell's Paradise, Spy X Family, and Dan Dan Dan, all of which have gotten, or in the case of Dan Dan Dan, are soon to get their respective anime adaptations. Since 2022, there have been rumors of an anime adaptation of Kaiju linked to one of the biggest anime studios in the industry, Production IG, the studio in charge of anime science fiction classics like Ghost in the Shell, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and FLCL. This skyrocketed fan expectations for the show, which finally aired its first episode in April 2024. I am glad to report that it did not disappoint, and I don't think it's going to anytime soon. So basically, giant monster attacks are a normal Tuesday in the world of Kaiju No. 8. The story unfolds in a world menaced by monstrous creatures known as kaiju. These kaiju wreak havoc across the globe, but Japan bears the brunt of their attacks. To combat this kaiju threat, Japan has established a specialized defense force, the Anti-Kaiju Defense Force. After their town gets wrecked by a kaiju, childhood best buds Kafka Hibino and Mina Ashido vow to join the monster-smashing defense force. Mina, now 27, is already a captain in the force, totally living the dream. Kafka, on the other hand, is 32 and stuck on cleanup duty, failing the entrance exam over and over. Let's pause right here. Yes, you heard me right. Not 13, not 23, 32. I want you to think back to all the shonen anime you've watched, ever. How many times do we see a character older than 15, let alone 30? I'll tell you this, I can count them all on one hand, and I've seen a lot of anime. Most of them are stuck as perpetual high schoolers, even when the story would have been better served if it presented them as adults. It's a little thing, but I'm glad this show went in this direction because it's not a perspective we tend to see very often in this space. Anyway, going back to the story, a strange little kaiju decides to tag along home with Kafka one day and decides that his insides are prime real estate. And so, bam! Continuing in the modern and slightly disturbing trend involving shonen main characters ingesting the body parts of some supernatural entity, Kafka gains powers, allowing him to turn into a kaiju himself. For real though. What is up with that? Deku eating All Might's hair in My Hero Academia, Itadori munching down on Sukuna's fingers in Jujutsu Kaisen, even Eren making forbidden soup out of the Warhammer Titan in Attack on Titan. What is the deal with eating weird stuff these days? Anyway, after a close call with the Defense Force, Kafka gets the code name Kaiju No. 8.
Roll credits.
And he decides to apply again, partially as a way to investigate his newfound powers, while keeping the whole kaiju thing under wraps. As best he can. And so for the rest of the series, we watch Kafka's tale unfold as he tries to gain a deeper understanding of his abilities and balance his duties at the task force. Need I say more? I mean, if you aren't already sold on this series, you might need to reevaluate what kind of shonen fan you are, because this show has everything. I know we've already mentioned the insane production value that Production IG put into this project, but it really deserves all the praise. This show looks amazing, with a simple but catchy art direction that allows the animators to go all out when the situation calls for it, and trust me, it calls for it regularly. It's clear that they're trying to make Kaiju No. 8 the next big thing in the shonen anime space. They somehow managed to get Youngblood and One Republic for the opening and closing credits respectively. For those who may not be familiar with those names, just know that they're American artists with sizable fan bases around the world. I mean, we've probably all heard a One Republic song whether we wanted to or not. They're that popular. Pulling them can't have been that easy. And the first episode premiered on Twitter, granting worldwide access to a huge amount of people who would have otherwise been unaware or disinterested in picking up a new show. If the level of quality on display in these first few episodes can remain consistent, then it very well might be the next big thing. Whether it does remains to be seen, but for now, it's doing pretty good. In the current wave of epic kaiju movies like Godzilla Minus One and Godzilla X Kong, there's no better time to pick up Kaiju No. 8. Anyway, that's all we have for today, folks. Do you agree with our pick? Maybe there are some other cool shows you think we should be watching. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. I make awesome anime and manga content like this every week, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.